check it is 7:30 this beautiful Thursday morning. It is the second, is it second to the last day of the week? Yeah, second to the last day of the week. And for some people, their weekend has started. For some people, they are already ready, to flange up for the week. Some people are like, yeah, 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 let's do this. But yeah, for some of us who are still working, some people who are working around the clock, some of us are still working. But it's a beautiful day to be alive. It's a beautiful day to be here. This is Women Radio 91.7 FM, the voice of women, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. And as always, this is the Daily News Review every 7:30, every weekday by 7:30. My name is Femi Bangola, and you already know that I don't do this alone. Sometimes I do shout, but
Excuse me. I did it alone all through last week, so please. I've paid for all of the ones that, I've paid.
In a long time.
I've paid. From
first time in a long time,
I've paid already. I have paid.
It's always a project. Even when you're here, your family members, they used to drag me. So, yeah,
Good morning, Fumi. It's good to be here. Good morning, Daily News Review family. I hope you're all doing well. Today's Thursday already. Like the week don't run finish. I don't know, maybe it's because Monday was a public holiday. So it just feels like the week is quite short.
We are on day 100.
Day 100 already.
Yeah. So you're saying it feels like the week is running at 100. We are only 100 days into the year.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
But this year, Sha, just they run. Okay.
They run, but I mean, we are. I don't even know what to say. This is where we are, Sha. If you have any goals,
yeah, where we are.
Don't feel bad for yourself. Don't feel bad for yourself because sometimes you're like, hey, I've not done anything. See, my sister. Now who they are alive, they chop. Now who they are alive, they walk. Now who they are alive, now they get opportunity for second chance. So you're alive. Today is another day that you can now say, okay, how do I want to go about my life? But just leave it like that. As always, we have our analyst coming on. Hi, Sung.
Good morning, Fumi. Good morning, Rose. It's great to see your faces again, particularly Fumi. Fumi, you've really rocked too. I didn't even recognize you this morning. The moment I came on, I was like, oh, is this a new person? I had to keep looking before. And then, of course, when the voice eventually came, I said, okay. So this hair do everything. The face is glowing. Rose, some people have enjoyed though.
You needed to see her how she was talking on Tuesday. I mean Uganda. I mean this one. I mean, say, oh God, they will pepper us like this. Are finished.
IJGB.
I just got back now. Them. Not them. Not them. For me, we can't seem to hear you.
Your audio is
yes, it's distorting.
No, it's even off. I think
it's off.
Yes, no. Your audio is off.
Me, I can hear small, Sha, but it's not that clear.
It's showing that she's muted.
Oh, okay. No, she's using a different device for the audio.
Okay.
So yes.
Technical error. Let's try and figure it out.
Okay, we can hear you
now. Do I sound far away?
It's coming and going. I mean, it's coming and going.
Let's try and figure this out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, this is your Women Radio WFM 91.7. Simba, it's good to have you join us once again. I hope that, we'll get to go through these papers and not be, unless something not spoil our mind, hopefully. All right, so before Fumi is able to sort out all of the audio issues, let's just start up with the headlines this morning. So starting up on Punch, wait, what just happened? Uh-oh. Okay, so starting up on the Punch newspaper, let's see. 2027 alignment. Wike-backed PDP films over Marking Day ADC alliance plans. This is coming from the Punch. I mean, as time don't dey near elections, and very soon now we'll see that INEC will just release timetable for the elections, and we'll get to see a lot of things happening, campaigns here and there. I mean, there are sorts of campaigns going on, but we'll definitely get to hear it in full, or get to see and hear all of it in full force very soon. So I just hope that Nigerians are ready. All of you should better be ready. If your PVC is having one issue or the other, please run, kia, go and do what you want to do with it. All right.
I was going to say, okay, we get our PVCs ready, are the parties ready? This one
That's another thing. That's another thing. Yesterday I was just telling Fumi that it can't be like, say, even the ADC, PDP self will not even they talk about them, but this ADC can't be like, say, they never even get their house together. Plus what INEC is trying to do to, trying to bring up on board, even they themselves are not even all put together. So it's like, the confidence not really there like that. Because for you to get up and want to face the ruling party, you need to be ready, like more than ready. But then it's just all right, just take the second head and let's see if maybe it's a bit
interestingly, I think in one of the headlines we'll probably be getting to today is ADC, PDP, they're trying to see if they can do like a coalition. I was reading that this morning.
Okay. All right. So I think the audio is a bit better. A bit better now. Yeah. All right, let's take up the next one on Punch. U.S. orders staff to leave Nigeria embassy. Lists 23 states as do not travel. Okay, so U.S. won't pack their people come out. but I thought we're going for them for help. We're going to them for help. Or I thought they came here to help us. They packing their things and
sacrifice them.
And it's funny, but it's not funny. Because if they're telling their staff to leave Nigeria and they're citing that there's insecurity in Nigeria, that's where the problem is. So they're saying, oh, insecurity, people should leave. And this, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to take you. When I was in Rwanda.
You hear? Somebody don't hear.
Hey, you should have taken me along on this people.
So the genocide in 1994, if you don't know what genocide is when a particular tribe decides to start killing another tribe. And this thing was like 20 years, almost 50 years in the works. But in 1994, when it started, the Belgians, and the French came into Rwanda to take their people out of Rwanda because they knew that something worse was going to happen. So they came and they were and then left the Rwandans to be killing themselves. So this is for me, because if you're ordering all your staff to leave Nigeria because you say that the insecurity is getting out of hand, is it possible that US knows something that we indigenes do not know? That's my worry.
Anyway. I think that there are two different issues. Yes, the US came in saying they wanted to help Nigeria, to overcome terrorism and all of that. That's on the one hand. But on the other hand is their fundamental duty of government to protect their citizens when they feel that they are in danger. And that comes as priority. You understand? In Nigeria, one of the Nigerian proverbs, or in one of balances, it says you don't carry somebody else's load on your head and use your hand to carry your own. Okay, so it's a question of where their priorities lie. They have seen the terrain, they have seen the things that are happening. If any one of their citizens gets caught in this issue, they are going to have to answer to their people back home. So, of course, they have to deal with that responsibility, pull out their people from a danger zone, and then, it doesn't stop them from offering help. So, for me, I don't see anything that the US has done that is wrong or out of place.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's not wrong. Neither is it out of place. But I mean, from giant of Africa to danger zone, it's all right.
it's not out of place so at all. It's just for me, it's worrisome. Like, shame me too, I should carry my bag and be going somewhere because
You stay here. You ain't going nowhere. You stay here. This Nigeria will fix it together.
I need another
The
passport.
least we can do for you is to allow you go and come back. But you stay here.
I need another passport.
Is the way Nigeria stands now with the extent of the insecurity. If anybody has the opportunity to flee, they will.
Absolutely.
They will. I mean, if you have if you have an option, and it's going to be a comfortable one, what are you going to be doing here? It's sad that we have to be saying these things on live radio, but it is what it is. It is the reality we have on ground. I mean, look at the kind of news that fill your ears and your eyes every day. It's one life we have to live. So if you have better options, people run away. And all the people in government who are supposed to be doing something, crucial about this situation, then do you think their families are here? For majority of them, their families are not here. They are out of danger zone. And
yes.
Even those who are here, they are here because, this is their farm where they make, money. But in their pockets, there's somebody who said that at every point in time, he has in his pocket his passport of another country and $5,000. Anywhere, if anything, bam, they find the easiest route to escape through. And that's the way they all are. A bigger percentage of them have a second passport. They don't have to be nationals. They don't have to have been born there. They don't have to have married someone from there. They just buy the thing. And those who don't have alternative passport, they have visas, 10-year visas, Canada, 5-year visa, the US, and all of that. They're on the move. They're Boy Scouts. So it's the majority of Nigerian citizens who don't have an option, who don't have the privileges, that remain here and are crying.
So, Sumbo, are you saying that if we all had an opportunity to leave, everybody will leave Nigeria like this?
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Yes,
many people will leave. It's only those who have a deep sense of, nationality and passion and all of that you begin to query. You begin to wonder, and those things, people like that, it's beyond the natural. If we want to, it's beyond the natural. These are people that have been spiritually endowed with such passion and such deep sense of nationality that they would rather stay come rain, come shine. The other people just look at it that is one life to live. Why should I stay here?
Moving on, that Nigeria gets better, honestly.
As well.
All right, moving on to the Guardian. My goodness, are we still on Guardian newspaper? Go ahead.
Labor unions protest dismissal of 75 workers in Lagos. Next up, we have opposition explores options as ADC PDP question INEC's neutrality.
Yeah. So we saw a video yesterday of the protest, and they also brought back, social media, no, they ever forget. They also brought back a video of when Tinubu was protesting, saying that INEC itself is, tilting towards the government. INEC is not neutral in the elections. INEC is no longer giving the people hope. Tinubu himself was saying all of this in one of the protests that, he participated in. Probably, he actually got to lead that protest. So everybody was like, so now what are you saying? What's up with INEC?
Yesterday
he's on the other side.
He's on the other side now.
On the other side of the fence now, so
yeah,
he doesn't see that.
On Tuesday when we had Ademi, one of the things he was saying, he was trying to, when we were treating the Sheon Okibaloye conversation, Wike's threat to Sheon Okibaloye. One of the things he had said was, as journalists, you're supposed to be objective, yada, yada, yada. And I agree, those are the tenets of an ethics of journalism. But I think that it's difficult to ask a journalist who is living through such things to still maintain objectivity. Like, even for us, we're like, okay, we'll ask questions, but we know what we're thinking. But you're living through this thing, and you're living
Yeah.
through these kind of situations, and you're saying that because maybe I'm on air or I'm on TV or I'm writing, I cannot put my foot down and say, look, fire is on the mountain. I mean, that kind of thing. Because in this kind of situation now, we talk about these things every time. The current president of this country was a staunch protester, if I can put it that way, right? He was all, if you remember, Occupy Nigeria, he was one of those,
Mm-hmm.
was the forefront. When, excuse me, Goodluck Jonathan was president, he was one of the leading voices of the opposition party. But it seems like now that he's there, you can't still say, oh, actually, I now understand maybe what Jonathan was going through. Oh, maybe he's now biting his words and saying that, what I ordered versus what I got is very, very far from each other. But you cannot still say people should not speak to the disparity in these things.
For me, I don't even agree with you that, because he's now there, he now sees what, the real situation is. And I don't think so. Okay. The average Nigerian politician, is not interested in the realities on ground when he's campaigning.
That's a fair point.
All he's looking for is how to get into that office. How many of them have really sat down to do a critical analysis of the situation in the country with strategic interventions that they have preferred even before they get in there? Most of them don't have any level of preparedness. It's just about, let me get it, let me grab it, let me just be there. And when I'm there, what do I do? The first, my primary concern is to feed my interest. Okay, so for me, Tinubu protesting all of those times was not necessarily because it was concerned for the citizenry or
That's
about
another
those
point.
things. It was just to be an opposition to rattle the government, in question, and which, as a political strategy would help to would help to put the character and the, what's the word now? Sometimes these words just fly out of my head. Of that government to discredit, so to speak, and then get in there. That's what it's all about. You see, they are all the same politicians, so they know their strategy. It's the same strategy. They know what it is. So these other ones also protesting. Okay, it's not necessarily. I mean, I'm a wiser Nigerian. I've seen this thing play out over and over again. So for me, it's not you can't patronize me. It's not primarily because the feel for the citizens. It's not because they identify with the needs of the people. It's because they just want to get there too. It's because they want to get there. That's why you can find a politician, in the course of how many years, has been a member of 4 different political parties.
Yeah,
It's
Rose
not
says
been like a cross from one party to another. Do
yeah.
you understand? So it's not about ideology. It's all about what system or what platform is going to allow me to get into this space. That's it. So I don't have any soft feelings for politicians. A number of them are there for selfish reasons. And there's no guarantee that when they get there, they will be better. As a matter of fact, if you look at the trajectory of Nigeria, subsequent governments have proven to be worse than their predecessors. So what are we talking about?
Okay, moving on. I mean, she said it.
Is just a lot. So let's move on to this day newspaper. Atiku, Obi, Kwankwaso, Aregbesola, Tambuwal, and others storm INEC headquarters to protest withdrawal of recognition of David Mark ADC leadership. So we saw a lot of them. Was it yesterday? Yeah, with so many videos online of this protest. All right, and I think it was on the heels of this that we saw, the past video of the president when he was really raising his voice as regards to the stance of INEC. Okay, the next one on this day says Tinubu Lagos has raised bar in quality project delivery. Yeah. So please, I hope that you're not affected by the gridlock
Yeah,
of
but
the
he was in
president.
Lagos.
I thought he came in yesterday.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, really?
Akpabio was one who stood in for him.
Oh, wow. Symbolize.
Then I saw it this morning because I didn't even bother going out yesterday. I just said I'm refusing to. I saw people complain about the traffic yesterday. I was like, you know, there's no point because you know we talked about it yesterday morning.
Yeah.
But as at this moment, I said I'm not going to share what my thoughts were. I'm going to keep it. We'll talk about it off camera. But I had because the presidency came out to say, oh, security concerns. I said, pardon. Aquabio says, oh, he said, you cannot be expecting the president to be everywhere. I was like, pardon? Like, you guys are literally showing your hand. And that's what annoys me, you know, about about our politicians. I'm like, you guys must take us for fools. And because in all your jam talking that you do, we can see the truth in what you're saying, but you continue to talk too much and then you show your hand. That's just what I said.
For
Wow.
me, let's look at that little piece of information. First and foremost, I am of the opinion, and I've always expressed it, they construct one how many kilometer bridge or whatever it is, and the president of a nation is coming to do what?
To
To
commission a
Commission.
bridge.
commission, to declare it open. You get what I'm talking about? And I think I read a news item that, oh, that bridge had been ready 2 months ago
It's been
or
ready
something.
since.
And
Yeah.
the only reason why they had not, opened it up for use is because it has not been commissioned. And I asked myself, in any sane country, is that supposed to be part of the duties of a president? If not that these people are so cheap and so the relic of understanding of what the duties, of governance is, particularly at that level. I mean, I think on radio one time, I don't know, maybe it's your platform, that I said, as far as I'm concerned, it's infradig. Do you understand? That should be between the dignity of a president. Come and open road. Do you understand? Now, this thing had been completed, and for 2 whole months you shut it because it just has to be. And and the reason, as far as I'm concerned, why they postponed this commissioning is to so that towards election it begins to do so many those things, so that they will see, it will be in the face of Nigerians. They will say, Tinubu is working. Do you get what I'm talking about? And it's part of the nonsense that we do as a nation. Some years back, I was conducting a research that took me to the Bagada General Hospital, and there was no light. I was interviewing a head of department. There was no light and all of that. The man had to open his window. The entire place was dark. And then he said we should come and take a look. Right behind him was a maybe 500 kVA generator. I mean, very high capacity. And he told us, he said this thing had been installed at that point in time. I think I was interviewing him in September, and he said it had been done since April, but they had not begun to use it because it had not been commissioned generator. Meanwhile, the entire hospital remained in darkness for 6 months or over. At that point in time, a lot of discomfort. You are performing a surgery, the light goes off, no generator to turn on because it has not been commissioned. There are a lot of mad people in Nigeria. Honestly, do you understand? So for me, and then you now come again on this issue of road commissioning to now say security. Why are we surprised as Nigerians? In Jos, the number of people that were massacred, he got there and and stayed in the airport and said they should bring the families of the bereaved. All those families that went, if I had a cane like Wike, I won't shoot, but if I had a cane, blala, as they call it, I would beat all of them back to their homes. For what insult? Do you understand? And then you had the governor coming out of bunker. Problem one, you problem plenty.
I mean,
Like
we
I was just telling Fumi on Tuesday that up till on Tuesday I could not still wrap my head around it.
Mhm.
How you go to a place to see people people lost loved ones, and you're telling them, come and meet me.
Come
And
and
then
meet me.
I only have 10 minutes to spend with you
Ah,
because there is no light.
You can tell that
ah,
they were an afterthought. So let me
I
go so it
mean,
will not be like I did not go.
a
That's what
president
happened.
opening his mouth, you understand, to condemn himself and his office. There is no light. Under whose table does that box stop? There is a security. So it's other people that can die. You know what is the duty of a leader? I tell people all over the world, the practice is that the captain of the ship does not lead, he leaves the ship that is on shipwreck or in danger, leaves the ship as the last man. Everybody on that ship must first of all go out and be saved before the captain can consider doing the same.
Yeah.
Not in Nigeria. Do you understand? I mean, it speaks of the value of the Nigerian life to these people. It's so despicable. Now the question is, I feel for poor people. I feel for people who don't have means, who don't have a voice. Because I imagine if someone like me, just at this my little level, was a bereaved person, if I had somebody in my family who was a victim and he did that, the things that will come out of this my mouth, they will not believe it. They will not believe it because I'll be ready to go and die too. What kind of nonsense is that? But you see, these people would troop down. Sometimes they would have threatened them. Sometimes they would have given them money because they know that they don't, they are very indigent. And that is an oppression on its own.
Absolutely.
That is oppression. And what pains me more is the fact that even their governor did not stand up for them. Even their governor did not stand up for them. And I'm so pained. And I'm asking myself, when did this man become this kind of person? I knew him very well. I know him. Why? I don't, and when we were discussing with a group, I said from the day when I joined the APC, I put a distance. What kind of nonsense is that? So that is Nigeria for you. We don't have people in leadership. They are not even leaders. We don't have people in government, in offices, who carry the pain of the people, who care for the people. It's all about what they can get. It's about the money they can get. It's about the contracts they can get. It's about the status. It's about the power. It's about everything themselves. Nothing about the citizen of Nigeria.
All right. If we want to dwell on this, honestly, a lot of things will come out, but let's just leave it as it is and, just move on from here because a lot of things are just going on. And meanwhile, while Akpabio was doing his things, going about commissioning projects, and today I think he's still scheduled to commission some other projects, the president is in Lagos, so nobody say no de Lagos. He didn't say Lagos. He didn't say Lagos, but now just to come out, come out. But anyway, we'll get to see how all of this unfolds, ja. So let's just head on. Where did we even stop? I think Daily Trust. Go ahead for me, Daily Trust.
Zamfara's residents on the run as bandits close in. Next up, we have Plateau killings, victims laid to rest.
And their souls rest in peace. So this is not it at all. All right, heading on to the Vanguard. Drama in Kwara as APC governorship aspirant steps down for better candidates. Okay. All right, then let's just move on. Court sentences 4 terrorists to life imprisonment, convict 14 others. That's coming from the Vanguard.
Moving on to the Premium Times, ASU Unijust declares indefinite strike over unpaid mutilated salaries.
Well, I thought they signed an MOU sometime last year.
When I saw this headline, I said Rose is going to say something about this.
How? I mean, the doctors that signed MOU. It's ASU now.
I just asking me that should everybody be leaving the country?
Rose, if you have second passport, come on.
Oh no, she goes stay.
Maybe that virtually before they do this program like this from that side. I never know they do virtually.
Exactly. And then God, I beg. Mhm. Which is when ADC crisis, Atiku Obi Kwankwaso, others lead protest at INEC headquarters. Those are the headlines from the Premium Times newspaper.
All right, heading on to the nation, but before that, this is 8 a.m. on the dot, right here on
Mhm.
your Woman Radio WFM 91.7. This is the Daily News Review. And please feel free to be a part of it. Send us WhatsApp messages. And just after this, we'll get to open up the phone line so that you call in and let us know your thoughts on any of these headlines. So I will look at some, a couple of the headlines with our analyst this morning. Sumbo, who is with us. My name is Rose, and Fumi is here with
Mhm.
me this morning. So let's head on to the nation. Yeah,
Yes.
on the nation.
And
Covenant,
yeah, and you've been hearing the voice of Sumba as well. You mentioned
yeah.
our analyst, our co-host slash analyst this morning.
Naturally so, yes, so.
All right, on the Nation newspaper, Covenant Varsity confirms death of 500 level students. Um,
So he was on the football pitch when this
Mhm.
happened. There's been so
mm,
much like backlash, outrage,
yeah,
because they said whether there was oxygen, there wasn't oxygen. But Covenant University has come out to they gave a report yesterday saying that
Yeah.
they did all that they could, but the students said no because at some point they said they shut down the Wi-Fi on campus as well, and
mm,
people couldn't message their family members. Of course, when things like this happen, sometimes what happens is emotions can cloud, the judgment
Mhm.
of the students,
yeah,
but there's no smoke without fire. I will all the students be lying to say this is not what happened, this is not what happened, this is what not happened. There was something similar that I saw on the news this week. There was a girl in also a private university, I think in the east. She needed her inhaler. She was
Yeah, I
sick.
hear that.
She had an inhaler. This happened even last year, not even this year.
Yeah.
She needed an inhaler, and the what they call those women, the
Hotel
warden
wedding or
or
something. Hostel
something,
wedding.
hostel wedding, refused to open it. They said she must pay 120K for one because she lost her key. Oh, she wanted
Mm.
to make the girl enter, make she collect her inhaler. No, the girl died. By the time they finally opened the door, blah blah blah, she died. So I think her friends and family members are just coming out now to say, oh yeah, we want to collect. So I think there's this lack of sensitivity or nonchalance is not the word for it. I don't know. Very, very when it comes to students in schools, like not I don't know how to explain it. There's just this lack of empathy.
Sometimes you ask yourself, do we run universities in this country
Ah,
or something that you can't even put a name to?
so,
Because what are all these stringent rules about? A university, for crying out loud, it's not a primary school, neither is it a secondary school. And as you say this, I'm just going to chip in something. I have someone in the law school. Presently, it's a horrible situation.
hmm,
And that's supposed to be a postgraduate institution.
yeah,
Because these people have passed and graduated, they go
mhm,
there. You have 60 years old 60-year-olds who go and do,
mhm,
and then they have this law. Once you come out of the hostel to go to classes, you can't return until classes are over. So
mm,
a young girl is on her periods. She goes back to the hostel to try and change a towel and all of that, and she's refused entry into the hostel. The poor girl burst into tears. Now, my question is, what kind of stupid rule is that?
mm.
Just what kind of stupid rule is that? You cannot, you cannot be in the hostel and you're allowed, your parents or friend is allowed to enter with you. That I can even bear with that a little bit, but all kinds of nonsense goes on there
Even
that
during exams, like they say, oh, if you're writing an exam and you have a heart attack, nobody can rescue you. You
because you
like
are doing it.
exam,
So
and you will pass
Nigeria
out in that
must
place.
we must recognize that times have moved beyond all
Absolutely,
this nonsense.
yeah.
It's like we're still living in the Stone Age.
Mhm.
You understand? Now, what Covenant University has said is that, well, the child had a heart condition before. If the child had a heart condition, one thing I know is that in all of these universities, particularly the private ones, before you go in, and you are accepted, if you must go through some
Medical. Yeah.
medical tests. Now the question is, what do they do with all the test results, and medical records that you produce? I would expect that if anything like that happens, the first thing as you are managing emergency is to look at the records of the person to know if there's any issue here. And so if you do the necessary referral if you are unable to cope, and at the same time alert the family members. When
Immediately.
you do nonsense and then you come out and you begin, until people begin to sue them and the courts begin to take it serious and pass the right judgment, before they will realize that, look, when people are under you have a duty of care, you have a vicarious liability towards them.
Yeah.
What kind of nonsense is that?
Ugh.
Well, may the soul of the young man rest in peace, and may God comfort
the family. A 500
Mm.
level. Hi. Like you're waiting for your child to finish and then you want to benefits. Ugh, too much.
It is too much. All right, so let's see the few more we have. Heading on to I think I'm okay on the nation. The last one, nation. INEC redeploys Ocean Rec amid petition of partisanship.
Moving on to the cable, we've said it already. Tinubu absent as Akpabio inaugurates Lagos projects. Next up, we have Plateau CP says violators of curfew will be prosecuted. Motorcycle ban still in force. Moving on to the Daily Post.
All right, on the Daily Post, terror attacks in Niger and Kebbi forced residents to abandon communities. 4 killed in Benue community. Attack as reprisal claims 20 cattle.
In the Tribune, we have 80,000 out of school children to return to classrooms in Jigawa State. That is good news. Turaki led PDP, Atiku, Peter Obi, Kwankwaso in crucial meeting. Okay.
All right, lastly, on pen pushing, Ogun State government prosecutes 108 environmental offenders. Okay, I think Ogun State are taking cue from Lagos. So yeah.
What is happening on their border? I beg go with all the you understand, open defecation along the Lagos Ibadan Expressway from their own point at Opik, all the way to what? Do you see that place? They don't see that one. Where are they getting the 180 people they are prosecuting? I beg, next item.
Maybe it's in Abeokuta now. They are concentrating really well in that Abeokuta.
Abeokuta is the only part of Ogun State. Look, let's get to more serious business. The government of Ogun State is a joke.
And we have airports now. What do you mean?
Yes, now the president came to commission Osumbo.
Okay, that airport, how many of you have taken off and landed there? I understand your case, so let them not come and close down with WFM for us. So we tread carefully. We know abuse now. I beg, next item.
All right, lastly, on pen pushing party crisis, African Democratic Congress ADC chieftains take protest to Electoral Commission headquarters. So those are the headlines from different dailies, and it's about 8 minutes after 8 right here on Women Radio. This is a daily news review. Sumbo is here, our analyst, and of course myself, Rose, and Fumi are here talking about different headlines. So please feel free to send us WhatsApp or text messages to 070-317-56537 or 08155917917. Feel free to dial the number 07000-917-917 or 9155-917-917. Those are the numbers to get in touch with us this morning on the Daily News Review. All right, for me, let's carry on.
Yes, we have 3 headlines to tackle, but I want to go from the angle of this text message that just came in. It says when multiple major political figures rally around the same grievance, it suggests a deeper fear that political space is shrinking. Strong governments expand democratic competition, which is literally what Seun Okinbaloye said last week. They say they want to shoot him. Insecure ones attempt to manage it. Nigeria's democracy should be evolving beyond the era where opposition survival depends on street pressure, says Olusoga Ajayi from Oduna. So I want to ask Sumbo, and I know that Sumbo has very, very strong feelings with regards to whether we are the fact, not whether the fact that we are in a one-party state and what this symbolizes, what this means for elections come January 2027. We're seeing a lot of moving pieces. When we're going through the headlines, we said, oh, ADC, uh, PDP, they are coming together to see how maybe, is it a case of, okay, we want to see whether we can now have an opposition and stuff, even though we know that all these people at the end of the day is selfish interests that are there. I cannot tell you categorically that one person is maybe has the interest of Nigerians at heart based off of the jumping from one party to the other. Because if you believe that, if you feel that, or you believe that Nigeria can be better and I'm the one that can bring it, then stay in that party, show commitment, show loyalty, show integrity in that party, and keep at it until maybe something happens eventually and you win. But all that party hopping is very, very problematic, because people that we're seeing come together, Sheyi Makinde, Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, Kwankwaso, I mean, these people are from different parties, right? Sheyi Makinde is from PDP. We're seeing him join forces with ADC. Atiku, we don't even know what Atiku is any longer. Peter Obi, we don't even know what Peter Obi is any longer. Are you for LP? Are you for ADC? What are you for? We're not even hearing mentions of like the Labour Party any longer. Kwankwaso, is he
NNPP.
NNPP? We're not even hearing anything from APGA. And like Sheon said, which I very, very much support, the beauty of democracy is the various parties that you can vote for, that you can say, oh, when you watch, is it those manifestos that, no, what's that thing? Yeah, the manifesto, the debates that they have. That's when you get to literally like peep into the brain of these people to say, okay, what are you offering? But now we don't even know. But Sumba, I'd like you to speak to this, like what exactly is going on? Because yes, Peter B has been speaking, he's been blowing hot in the last 2 weeks against the government and what's been going on, which is good. But we are, this April, we are what? 8 months away from election. You've not been blowing hot since. It's now that you're blowing hot. Like, I don't know. I'm just very uncomfortable, but I would like to hear what your thoughts are on this.
Look, the primary thing, you have mentioned it in a bit, is the fact that this idea of a coalition is happening rather late. Rather late, and that is what INEC, and the people who have gone to court and all of that are using against them now, because it's just 1 month to the close of registration, I believe. Okay, so whatever they do now is going to be, is what I refer to as a lastminute.com, and so they're going to they are under pressure already. They are not likely to make the right decisions and all of that. So the chaos has already been created. Now, don't forget that it is an open secret for Nigerians that the APC itself, as a primary strategy, is to disrupt other political parties, that constitute a threat, so that they can have this one party system and not have any challenge. Now, the question is, in a proper democracy, there's competition. So when you stifle all the other parties and don't give them, the light of day to even come up, then what you are saying to us is, we are the only ones available. Take it or leave it. So it portends doom for a nation. But let me also tell you that, nobody has a monopoly of madness or craftiness or whatever you think. I think, I may be wrong, but looking at the political space, and from my experience over the years that I've seen the way Nigerians play out, by the time everything is said, you see all these governors that said they ran to APC, they are going to come out.
Yeah, Rose has been saying this thing.
Yeah, remember, you are going to see, you understand, that that play out. You are going to see the dribbling, you understand, you are going to see all kinds of all kinds of things coming up. They will come out because the question you want to ask yourself is, why did they all flock to the APC?
Yeah.
It's not, for most of them, it's not because they were willing, it's not because they desire it and all the nonsense they come, forget all the nonsense they come and talk and praise. The reason is a number of them is for how do you call it now? Even to be able to run their states well. Because we have noticed that if you are not in the ruling party, they do all to frustrate your ability to run your state. Osun State is an example. Withholding their funds and all of that, So people who look at it and say, well, if you can't beat them, join them. They go there for that purpose. There are others who are looking and trying to secure a second term and all of that. But look, by the time this thing gets close, you are going to begin to see all kinds of dribblings, and it's going to be, interesting to watch. But again, is the fact that the PDP was the foundation of the problems. When I say foundation of the problem, the PDP did not know how to play the role of an opposition. They just didn't have the skills.
Is it possible because they were the ones originally?
Yes, now that's what I was going to say. They've always been, the ruling class, whether it was MPN, whether it was, do you understand? Until they got they just never had been in the opposition, and they never thought or imagined that the tables will switch against them. That's why it happened. Now the APC, all their life, they have been opposition. Action Group, UPN, until, so it's their game. So that is the challenge that we are. And the moment the PDP was infiltrated and destroyed with all of those, the party was lost. And then you now have a Wike who I don't understand any, where his activities will be allowed to stand in any nation. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's blotting, he's even boasting about it with such impunity. These are the strategies of APC. But I know one thing, that at the end of the day, like the Bible says, the wise man will be taken down by his own craftiness. It is that their smartness that they think they have that will eventually drown them. Let's just wait and see. All the governors have collected the money and pocketed it. By the time it's close to the time, you see them coming back because everybody is watching this game.
Dr. Mrs. Uma Olebara from Owerri, watching on Facebook, says, sad that Nigeria is sliding into a dictatorship. Our democracy is under siege. And we will not allow one-party state. All the political contractors, political lepers, kleptomaniacs, power drunk, and wreckers of orderly society must be cleared of political arena, perhaps caged in zoological gardens for retraining. If we truly want a new Nigeria that we'll be proud of, then and only then shall we have a new lease of life. Thank you so much. It's been a while. We've heard from you, but thank you so much for your message. I don't even know what to say, because at this point, so from the Punch newspaper, you see that the youths are rallying. They've gone to go and meet Goodluck Jonathan to say, please, sir, come and rescue us. But do we think, we started hearing this, I think, to the end of last year, but do we think that this is the solution? Because I get the sentiment of youths going to go and meet the former president to say, look, sir, come and help us, because they literally said, some of the placards said, GJ, Nigeria is dying, save it. GJ, Nigeria is breaking medicine. Nigeria is breaking medicine. But I don't think that is the solution, because I think that he left at when the ovation was loudest. Do I think that if he comes, do you think that Jonathan would be the solution?
There's nothing he's coming to do. Well, he didn't forget anything in government house. He shouldn't go back. If he has any wisdom, You see, because right now is enjoying, this ovation. These
Yeah.
people say, "Oh, he's good. He was a good president," and all of that. I will come back to that. And then he's enjoying international recognition.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
As an older statesman.
Yes, I'm placing him in that kind of space where they put Obasanjo. Do you
Yeah.
understand? He should just sit down and enjoy it and let his integrity, and all this celebration around him, and he should enjoy it and let it last. Otherwise, the Yorubas have a proverb, it is better to be well accepted in your home, or in your home or house or whatever, than to say you are going to take a title that will kill you. That's the best way I can explain it. You understand? Now, the truth of the matter, which is the tragedy of the Nigerian nation, is the fact that people now come to sing the praises of Jonathan like he was a saint, like he was an angel, like he was a
Hey.
Mandela. Do you understand? Like he was a Leo Chan or whatever, the Singapore man and all of that. It's not so. When Jonathan was in government, there were so many things that were not right. But because successive governments have now become horrible,
Yeah.
that's why, so you're just comparing. Do you understand? You are
The bar is
comparing.
low.
Yes, it's like they give you an exam in school, you understand, and everybody is scoring below 10%, and then you see somebody who scores 25 and everybody is alien. All of them are failures.
Yeah.
It doesn't qualify. So for me, when people come out and begin to say, I just look at them that you must be very, very, juvenile.
Yeah.
It wasn't a fantastic president. No, it was not. History would show you that you do understand. But because you are now putting him in comparison to a Buhari and a Tinubu, the man has suddenly become an angel. So for me, my counsel, and I think he's a wise man to an extent, I'm not sure he's going to respond to it, because if they bring him, the little shred of integrity and celebration that he has will be rubbish. Nigerians are those people who will cry Hosanna today and crucify you tomorrow. Sometimes when you look at the average Nigerian God, you ask yourself, don't they deserve what they get? So let the man go and sit down and let him not listen to all this noise. It's fake.
Good morning, crew. Greetings to Madam Sumba. She's always on point with her analysis, and her courage is top notch. In fact, that courage. Thank you, Ma, for always speaking to power and being empathetic with the masses. God bless Nigeria. This is Kunle from Anthony. People always come out when somebody's around. They're like, yes, you're speaking my mind. And then
we've been on this mountain for long enough.
I mean, we need more people just to come out and speak the truth, because I don't know. I want to ask you a question, Sumbo, based off of this, even still the opposition. Do you think the Nigerians trust opposition parties?
It's not a question of trust, my dear sister. Let me explain it with something. It is said that a drowning man will grasp at even a straw. And you understand the import of that. What is a straw going to do for you? But any flicker of hope, any flicker of help you see, you will grab it. Do you understand? Tensionally says, if the devil offers you education, take it. So that is the situation. It's not because, look, let's ask ourselves the questions. Who are the people in this ADC, this supposed opposition?
The same people.
Are they not these old recycled? I mean, for crying out loud, what the heck is Atiku doing in any party? Yeah. Shouldn't he be sitting down at home and playing with his grandchildren at about 80 years of age? What is a David Mark looking for again at 74?
Oh my!
Look, all of them. What are they? What is there to be accomplished again that you have not accomplished? You have a lifelong ambition to be president. Look, read my lips. He's not going to be president. Atiku will not be president. The odds are against him. It's not It's not going to happen. So the man should go and sit down. The remaining years of his life that God will grant him, I don't know how long, he should go and use it to enjoy the wealth that he has accumulated and stored away in Dubai and everywhere. Let him go and sit down. What's he doing there? And then it becomes a sore point. Every time they've tried to do a proper, collision or whatever, he comes and he comes there to destroy. What is he looking for? In that ADC now, he will still be going to be presidential candidate. For what reason?
All right,
some people might, I know we're about to leave, but some people might argue with you and say that they should all try, because one of the phrase that the current president was using when he kept on saying Emiloko, that it's my turn. So one might argue and say that the reason why all of them are coming, because, well, if he could say it's his turn and it was his turn, why can't it be my turn as well?
Okay, so it's not by time. Let him continue to try. Not him get
Turn by turn.
Okay. With that being said, we have come to the end of the Daily News Review program this morning. Today was a very good one. It was a very, very good one. Many thanks to every single person who has sent in a text message. I think our callers, maybe you don't have light to Nigeria, please.
Hey, Nigeria,
that's how someone was saying. She said it one time, like, you want callers to call. Do they have credit? Do they have data? Do they have light?
Abby,
Nigeria will be better at some point. Eventually, we are hopeful. We are hopeful.
We are hopeful.
That's the only thing we can do. We can only keep up the hope. If not, you run crazy, like in feeling like, oh, everything is so helpless. But we are hopeful that things will get better for Nigeria. Please, get your PVC. Go and do your revalidation. Whatever. Let's go out and vote en masse for the person that you want next year. But as you are going to vote, remember what has been happening to you for the last 4 years. Ask yourself. We
don't have for me. Yes, get your PVC. We have our PVC. My own problem, as I mentioned, is now who they there to vote for. There's only one party that is in existence now, and I ain't gonna vote for that for APC for my life. If they give me $1 billion, I will not vote for APC. Read my list.
Okay. Something will happen. We wait for a miracle or something will happen. Okay, that's it from us over here. 9 o'clock is the news. 9:05 is her lands. Stick around with us.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Have a wonderful day.